Good day, and welcome back to the C-Town Podcast, where I invite on Seattle area business owners, entrepreneurs, and community personalities to share their stories with you. I'm really excited about this week's guest, as it's not just a business that I frequent as a consumer, like a restaurant or a shop, but I'm actually vested as a member. So sit back and enjoy the interview with Ryan Sheaffer, co-founder of South Seattle Crossfit just outside of West Seattle. Thank you for joining me today. I am talking with Ryan Sheaffer, co-founder of South Seattle CrossFit. So Ryan, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Good to see you, Christian. Thanks for having me on here. I'm the co-owner of South Seattle CrossFit, along with my business partner, Chris Garceau. I'm also a firefighter for the city of Kirkland. I'm a husband and father of 2 young children as well.
So how did you get into CrossFit?
I got into it, it was really when I decided to become a firefighter, was the origins. I've always been involved in fitness. I actually did a lot of outdoor fitness coaching, boot camp style. I was doing a lot of endurance stuff, mountain climbing, triathlons. And when I decided to become a firefighter, I was looking around at what a lot of guys were doing to either within that job or to prep for the job. And it seemed like CrossFit was a very common theme amongst a lot of firefighters. So I decided to give it a try, check it out. I became hooked with it almost overnight. My only regret after I started doing it for a while was, why didn't I do this sooner? It really encompassed everything that I was looking for in a fitness program in terms of weights, endurance, cardio, everything. Sure. And that became my new thing.
So Ryan, in Seattle there seems to be no shortage of CrossFit gyms. What made you decide to open your own?
Yeah, well, so Chris is married to my younger sister, and when he got out of flight school, he's a helicopter pilot, flies Chinooks for the Army, and when he came back from his training in Alabama, we were both working out at the same CrossFit gym along with my sister Mackenzie, and we really felt like we could do it, but in a way do it better. And community is a huge aspect of CrossFit. It's something that's talked about a lot, but I think a lot of times it's kind of more of this lip service thing, where there's little clicks form and stuff. And so we really wanted to create an atmosphere that was opening to everybody, whether it is somebody that was a former collegiate athlete down to somebody that hasn't worked out since maybe an elementary school PE class. And so we wanted to create this atmosphere that people felt comfortable coming into, and more importantly, supporting people both within the gym and outside of the gym. And I think that's something that we've really succeeded in doing, is treating people not just as members, but as part of our extended South Seattle CrossFit family. And we try to greet people by name when they come in. We try to make sure that we give them a high five or a fist bump after a workout, and we make sure that we greet them by name as they're leaving. So we try to have 3 points of contact with every individual that walks through our doors, and I think that's created a good relationship not only with us and our members, but also the members here within the community. A lot of people we see socializing outside the walls of this gym, and that's exactly what we were looking for when we decided to open.
I'd for one say it's pretty effective as far as what you're going for. I've been coming to this gym for over a year now, and I tried other gyms in the area, and when I came here, that's definitely what I noticed was the instructor took notice of you, said hi, everyone else was friendly and introduced themselves, and it's definitely it was pretty short order before you felt like you're part of the family. And that's definitely unique, even though I know there's definitely a tight CrossFit community in general. But
yeah, no, I appreciate it. It sounds cheesy, but we really do look at all of our members here as extended family, and we really do, and we try to treat everybody as such.
Sure. Well, what would you say your favorite aspect of owning and running your own CrossFit gym is?
My favorite aspect is simply the people. I love meeting new people. I love hearing people's stories. I like knowing why people are in here, why they decided to try CrossFit, why they decided to come to our gym, to South Seattle CrossFit, and even outside of that, what's going on in their personal lives. So for me, it's that human connection, that interaction, and then of course making a positive impact in people's lives. I feel. People can come in here on a daily basis, have this sanctuary. Some might not think of CrossFit as a sanctuary, but it's a chance to come in and for an hour of your life, let the mind go, not think about work, not think about family, not think about your to-do list and going to the grocery store, and just come in, get your sweat on, get after it, have some fun, and feel good.
Sure. Now, Chris, the other co-founder, when he's not off playing Army with the National Guard or deployed, he's one of the main trainers here. How many other trainers are there?
Yeah, so we primarily have, outside of Chris, and you're right, Chris is really he's the head coach. He's the one that's really the face of the gym that does the bulk of the programming, and Chris is deployed in Iraq right now, which is a huge blow for this gym, but if anything, it's reinforced what we've got going on here, and I think rather than create a fracture, it's really brought the community even tighter together and rallying around Chris. So while he's gone, we have two main coaches that carry the bulk of the load, and then some others that fill in. So myself, my sister, we've got a couple members that are certified, and they'll plug some holes. But primarily, we have two main coaches that cover the bulk of the classes.
And how would you say business is going? What's kind of the trajectory for the gym?
Yeah, business is great. We're still growing. There's still the brand CrossFit, I think, carries a lot of weight. The more and more that things like the CrossFit Games being televised on ESPN. There are a lot of CrossFit gyms, which some can look at that as saturation, but on the other hand, it just creates more brand awareness when people are driving around talking about it. So to me, there's still plenty of growth. We're still adding members every month, every week, and we've always wanted to grow at a steady pace, and I feel like we've done that. We've avoided doing things, Groupons and other kind of advertisements like that. We've never wanted this huge influx. We've just tried to grow organically, and we want to continue doing so.
Well, speaking of kind of the CrossFit name and brand, how difficult is that to open a gym? I assume there's a certain level of certification or something to be able to use that name.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there are some hoops you got to jump through to become a CrossFit gym. Every trainer needs to become CrossFit certified. So there's training courses. The basic is simply a level 1 certification. There's you can get Olympic certified, level 2. So there's really the sky's the limit with what you want to do. But there is a basic certification, and then to become a gym, there's an application process. It's more of we're all considered affiliates. So it's almost more of a licensing thing. It's not a franchise. So every CrossFit gym is run independently. You do your own programming, your own branding. Your website is designed yourself. You do your own accounting system. So it's a fairly hands-off approach from CrossFit headquarters. It's simply an application process, getting certified, and past that, it's independently run business.
I appreciate your time, Ryan. If someone listening to this wants to try CrossFit for themselves or get a hold of you, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah, well, simply come on down. Our website, southseattlecrossfit.com. First class is always free. We encourage people to come in. It can be a little intimidating to walk through the doors for the first time, but as I mentioned earlier, I feel like we've really fostered this great community here with a lot of encouraging people, not a lot of egos. We're very welcoming. So just look up our schedule online, come try out a class, and see if this is for you.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Christian.
Well, that wraps up this week's podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the C-Town podcast on iTunes. It would really help me out if you left me a review, rated my podcast, and shared it with your friends. And if you have any suggestions or feedback for me or would like to be a guest on my podcast, you can email me at christianharris@ctown.com. That's c-town.com. Or if you'd like to find out more about what I do in my time outside of this podcast, you can visit ctown.com. Thanks for listening.